Okay. All right. How do I start? What's the name of this podcast again?
What is the name, Zach?
What's the name? Welcome to your podcast that has a name. Welcome to the Negative to Positive podcast.
There
The
we go.
podcast, the only podcast. So today we're gonna be I think we should start over.
This is so good.
No, it's
Quality
not. This is great.
content. All right.
Yeah, welcome to the Negative to Positive podcast. I'm Zach, and with me, as always, is Dante. Say hi, Dante.
I refuse.
Great. So let's jump right into it. Dante, you have all of the news. So let's go over that.
So much news. Partially because we took a week off. We're going to say that it was because it was Easter, but it actually was because Zach got stuck in a car repair shop.
Dude, freaking I will say, they were very nice, and they saved me like $150. But yeah, it was still at Pep Boys for like, I think it was something like 5 hours.
Yeah,
so,
you were there for a while.
It was really long.
Anyway, so we took a week off, but let's say it's about Easter.
It was Easter, yeah. We're just honoring Easter Sunday and all that.
But yeah, so I had to trim down the news. There were a few things that I'm not going to touch on, like EA making the open world Star Wars game and like Doctor Strange 2 villains. I'm just going to not touch on those as much.
Sure.
But yeah, so in line with last week, we had some random news that I wouldn't seem to be part of this kind of podcast's normal thing, but I'm gonna say it, and you're probably gonna have a reaction. So
Sounds good. That sounds great. Yeah.
all right. So like last week it was the Blue's Clues reboot, and this week Netflix is making a Carmen Sandiego animated series and live action movie with Gina Rodriguez from Annihilation and Jane the Virgin. And she'll be playing Carmen in both the live action and the animated series. Carmen Sandiego is a character from the 90s that was used as an edutainment character to educate kids on geography.
They're just the best characters.
I know, right? She was in some computer games, and then they made some animated stuff. And basically, she's like this thief that's part of that heads an organization called Vile. And she goes around the world stealing artifacts. And the kids that were playing the game, and then also in the TV show, they align with the heroes of the agents of Acme Detective Agency.
Right.
And basically,
big corporations, good.
Yeah, basically, and they hunt her down and learn about geography. And apparently, it's gonna be embracing the 90s feel because Netflix ran out of 80s stuff with Stranger Things. So
yeah, got that right. Yeah, sounds like it's definitely happening.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I'm as excited as a 20-something-year-old man that hears about Carmen Sandiego can be.
Yeah,
which is
there's a lot of 90s things too, because the next part is 90s as well. I guess we just kind of run out of 80s, especially with Ready Player One. We're just like,
yeah, no, we're done. The 80s is dead. We have
90s.
officially beaten its death. I'm very happy that we have finally done that. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so another thing in 90s nostalgia news, Duke Nukem film.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, do you know? Like,
I started off really enthusiastic about this.
John Cena.
I was like, yes, and then I remember what he's like, and I'm like,
John Cena's
how are they gonna
playing
do
him, and apparently the producers have said that they want to kind of go with the tone that Deadpool did, so it's like going to be like an R-rated type thing apparently.
Okay, yeah, but you can't really do Duke Nukem doesn't work nowadays. You can't do misogynistic jerk like that doesn't flow anymore.
It's fine. It's
no, it's
fine.
not. No.
I think the producers
in a world where the Ghostbusters reboot got a 98 or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes, Duke Nukem is not okay.
Oh yeah. And also, like, I think the producers did the classic thing where they got the wrong message from something else that was successful, and the message they got from Deadpool was, hey, you can do R-rated stuff that's, like, mean and gritty and whatever, so let's do Duke Nukem.
Right, you can be raunchy, and that's going to be okay now. It's like,
Anyway, now we have a lot of Fox news.
Oh, exciting.
Specifically with X-Men stuff. First off, there was that trailer for Deadpool 2 that happened. What'd you think?
That sure was a thing. It looked good. I saw him in his X-Force uniform at one point, or it was some version thereof.
Didn't he make like an X-Force t-shirt or something?
Yeah, apparently this is like what we're seeing in the trailer is like Proto X-Force, which I'm like, all right, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like Cable's gonna be the villain or the antagonist. So
I'm wondering about that because I heard on another podcast that like he's gonna be like Cable's gonna go back and try to kill the kid, but he's gonna realize that the kid was corrupted by something else or something, and then they have to take that down.
And then they just
friends.
murder. Right, and they end up murdering Mr. Sinister or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I'm totally on board with X-Force also, and I'm really excited to see Terry Crews just be weird X-Force person.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm totally in.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And then another Deadpool thing. Donald and Stephen Glover were gonna make the Deadpool animated series. Did you hear about that?
I did, and they canceled it.
Yeah. So supposedly it was canceled over creative differences because the studio felt like a lot of the jokes that Donald and Steven were going to make, which based on Donald's script that he released afterwards would have been pretty current, but they didn't like them and everything. So they both took to Twitter to clear up some rumors. One rumor that was going around was that the studio thought that Donald didn't have enough time to write the script, and then he's like, bull crap, and he wrote a script specifically like in response to that comment.
Right.
And basically it's a commentary of Daredevil on not only like what's happening, like modern things that are happening, like the Rhino stuff and Bitcoin and everything, but also subtly a commentary on the show getting canceled. So that was kind of like Donald just being like, hey, I do have time. Don't do that, because he was mad about this.
Sure.
And then it was actually pretty good. It was a pretty good script. And then his brother went to Twitter and said that Fox didn't like their Taylor Swift episode, which was like they're saying that was why they canceled it. So we're not entirely sure. And then there was some test footage that was released. Did you see the test footage?
I did not.
It's pretty good. Basically what they did is they took the audio from Deadpool's bridge fight scene in the first Deadpool, and they put it to some animation, and it looked really good. So I'm really disappointed that's not happening. But I mean,
I'm typing it in now.
it's really good. But also, I mean, Deadpool, the live action movie, was made because test footage released and everybody loved it. So.
Yeah, so maybe. Who knows?
Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now.
It's amazing. Do you want to take like 2 minutes and watch it?
No, that's cool.
Okay. Anyway, it's really good though. And the animation looked really cool, and
yeah, it looks great.
yeah, I would have been really happy with this series. I'm kind of sad it's not happening, unless it does, but it probably won't.
Yeah. I have some news.
Okay, go ahead. It's a good
In
break.
my very popular, very famous segment, Zach talks about Shia Labeouf for some reason. Did you know
No.
that the actor who will play Shia Labeouf in the Shia Labeouf biopic about Shia Labeouf and his dad is it's going to be played? Shia Labeouf is played by Lucas Hedges, who is exactly 9 years younger than Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't really done anything. Nothing that I know him from.
Awesome.
And he is 21, and Shia LaBeouf is currently 30.
I just don't understand that.
No. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited.
Why? We're gonna have to see this, aren't we?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
This is art. You don't understand.
All right. So back to Fox. Some more Fox news. They pushed back the release date for New Mutants and Dark Phoenix.
Just cancel it.
Yeah, I know.
If you're selling, if they're gonna sell to Marvel, just cancel the films. It's not gonna. They're not gonna make you enough money anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that maybe they're just kind of like, all right, let's just make some weird crap and put it out there because we're gonna be bought out anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so kind of like a last hurrah. So New Mutants was already pushed back from its original release date of April 13th, 2018 to February 22nd of 2019, and now it's getting pushed back even further to August 2nd, 2019.
Oh, that breeds confidence.
Yeah, and then I have the reasons why both of these films were pushed back because they
the official reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then Dark Phoenix was supposed to release in November 2nd, 2018, and is now pushed back to February 14th, 2019. What I find interesting is that originally New Mutants was supposed to release before Dark Phoenix, but now they're flipped. And also New Mutants has officially been pushed back like over a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're using this to launch mutants into the MCU?
I don't know.
Because I think you could do the way New Mutants was set up. It was all these mutants with all these abilities that have no idea what they are. They never heard of Xavier or the X-Men before, it seems like. And it's done like a horror film. And I'm like, that would be a good launching off point for introducing mutants in the MCU if it's an MCU movie with all these kids who have no idea what these powers are.
Yeah.
And the MCU has never done a horror before. That could really be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would. And potentially lending to your theory, the reason it was pushed back is because they're reshooting like half the film.
Yeah, well, I heard at the time that the reason why was because it wasn't scary enough.
Yeah, they're reportedly making it scarier and adding a few characters to round out the film. Also, supposedly John Hamm was supposed to show up as like Mr. Sinister in the last like act or whatever, but supposedly now he's taken out and replaced by another guy. I forgot his name. Not necessarily as Mr. Sinister, but just he's taken out of the film now.
Don't introduce Mr. Sinister now. What's the point?
Yeah.
Your universe, and that's the thing. These should be conclusions, not new beginnings.
Yeah.
You know.
And then Dark Phoenix was test screened, and then Fox decided to pull it back in production. And supposedly its reshoots will focus on reworking the entire third act, costing around $10 million.
Nice.
Yeah. So apparently the third act wasn't as good.
You really needed to. I mean, Deadpool is its own kind of like pseudo restart to the X-Men universe. You've got characters we've seen before, in like with new designs, and he references other characters. So that was a good restart for that universe. I think Logan was a good death of the old X-Men universe.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing final. So
this Dark Phoenix universe, like I think, what was it? Not Days of Future Past, the other one, Apocalypse. Apocalypse could have served fine as like the last one to wrap it all up, and then Logan really kind of like punctuated that.
And then they were like,
and then with Deadpool, you kind of like step away from all of that. You go, here's what we've had in the past. Now we're just gonna kind of like soft reboot it with Deadpool. There's references like things are all weird now. This is Deadpool now leads this universe type.
Yeah, and like
I was totally okay with that. Yeah, so doing Dark Phoenix, which we've already kind of seen and no one really cares about at this point, and then on top of that. Like I said, New Mutants could have been really cool if they had used as a launching point to get into the MCU.
Or like even if they weren't being bought out by Disney as just something new, I think that was the original.
Yeah, agreed.
I think that was the original idea before that started, because obviously this was in production before that deal, or at least it was revealed to the public.
Right. No, I agree. That being said, who knows how long that deal is going back? Because I know with the Sony Spider-Man deal.
That was in talks for forever.
That was in talks for a very, very long time. Even back when Amazing Spider-Man was out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see. Final Fox news, unless like an alert comes on my phone. Legion Season 2 is premiering tonight, and I'm definitely going to watch it.
I got to get caught up on
Season 1. I wanted to say that Season 1 was absolutely fantastic.
That's what I heard.
I got to finish it. It's really good, man. It was good enough that I pre-ordered it on Blu-ray, and it came like last week.
That's cool. At some point in the future, if we happen to see each other at some point, which we won't definitely, but we will. You should bring it, and we'll watch it together.
And it's awesome too because it's like 8 hours, so we can just binge it.
But
it's really awesome. It's interesting because the creator Noah Hawley, I think, mentioned this in a. When he was talking about season 2, he mentioned that what people loved about the first season is it's kind of broken up into the first 4 episodes and the last 4 episodes, because in the first 4 episodes they set up a lot, obviously, but also it's really weird and strange and awesome. And then in the second half they do the necessary explaining while it's still weird, but it's like a little more linear, and you're starting to understand what's going on along with David.
Right.
So what he found interesting was, because this was kind of the first of its kind in that it was a superhero show where you really have no idea what's going on, Yeah. And like reality is just weird, and so what was interesting is he was surprised to find that people like the first half more than the second half, because the psychedelic weirdness of it is so awesome, and like trying to figure it out, that like I appreciate that in the second half he did, answer the questions, but I think fans wanted more of the first half, and so he said in season 2 we're gonna get more of that, but still it's a really weird balance of like doing that but still answering questions, and I think he's gonna do a little bit more of that and playing with that line.
Yeah, you can't just have, if you just raise a bunch of questions and never answer them, you end up being lost. You need that kind of balance. So I'm glad to hear that he knows that, and it's not just, I'm going to give the fans what they want. And you end up with, was it Arrow season 4, where they gave the fans what they wanted, and
No, yeah. He definitely like knows what he's doing, and I'm really happy with that. So cool. It sounds like he'll have more of that kind of psychedelicness, but still with the answers to keep you like in it and not completely lost.
Now this is potential spoilers if you haven't seen the show, so bear in mind. I know nothing about the show, but I know a little bit about the comics, so I've got some questions. Now, I think in the comics, the character is supposed to be Charles Xavier's son.
Yeah.
Is that how it is in the show?
Yeah. There's rumors, unconfirmed, that Patrick Stewart's going to pop up in season 2.
Oh, cool.
Which would be awesome.
Okay. So it's confirmed in the show that he is?
Yes. It's not like he goes out and says, I am Charles Xavier's son, but it's confirmed, I think, by the creative team, and also in the explanation episode, which is done really well. He creates an image of his dad, and he has a wheelchair in the classic X wheel, so it's Xavier.
Oh, nice. Xavier.
Yeah. And also,
nice.
He kind of deduces that since he has really strong mental powers, it makes sense that his dad was like a mentally capable mutant as well.
Sure.
So he kind of deduces that his dad was also that. But yeah, it's really good. The one thing they did change so far is he doesn't have multiple personalities. But I was kind of okay with that. I also don't know a ton of him from the comics, but
right. Well, I mean, in the comics, I think what it is, and now I might be wrong about this as well, but from what I thought it was that it's not multiple personalities. There's another entity living in his head.
Yeah. There's. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you because it's really good. But yeah,
okay. Yeah, I'll just.
Yeah.
I'll give it a watch.
Yeah. We'll definitely we'll have to binge that. It's really good.
But since we'll never see each other in person.
Oh no, in like 5 years.
Yeah, I mean down the road.
But yeah, so that's the end of the Fox news. I wanted to mention that apparently Woody Harrelson. This is moving on with news. Apparently Woody Harrelson is in Venom, and now there's rumors coming out that he's Carnage.
That works.
Does it?
Yeah.
He's like
he plays so what? He plays a psycho in everything. That works great. An old retired psychopath serial killer that works. That would be perfect for Carnage. No, not drunk. Yeah.
No. I'm saying Woody Harrelson plays either a psycho or a drunk.
Or he plays. Have you seen Cheers?
I've only seen Cheers because my stepfather-in-law watches it like all the time. So I watched it. I'm like, is that little Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, it sure is. And boy, he started out by playing this like. It's this little idiot. Like Presbyterian Christian kid. No boy, I'm it's great. I loved it. I was I was really happy when I saw that. I was like, this is the guy from Seven. Are we sure about this?
Yeah. All right. So let's move into some MCU news. Chris Evans has confirmed that Avengers 4 will be his final film as Captain America. He extended his contract, which was supposed to be up after Avengers 3. He extended to include Avengers 4 because he wanted to finish up Cap's arc, which I'm really happy with. But it seems we'll be saying goodbye to Chris for at least a long time after Avengers 4.
I mean, yeah. I talked about this earlier where I wanted him to live and I wanted to see more of his character. But if he's gonna die, I think out of everyone, Cap is the best candidate to die. Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, he's the man out of time. So dying and being at peace sounds like a good idea. So
yeah, and then I'm also really happy with Evans for like extending his contract one movie to finish up, the story. Yeah. Plus, like these movies were shot back to back, so
yeah. I mean, if you leave with us wanting more, it's not a bad thing. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you pull Robert Downey Jr. and you're here forever, and by the end of it we all hate you, it's time to go.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think that's less of his fault. Well, no, it is kind of his fault. I take it back.
You just hate
because I don't like the way he's been acting. With demanding $55 million every time he shows up on camera. I'm like, oh my goodness, dude.
Calm down, man. You're not
I know,
worth
and
that
then on
much.
top of that, the character, because he plays the character as himself kind of thing. The character hasn't grown, and I feel like he's still too snarky.
I feel like he grew a lot from the first Iron Man to Civil War.
The end of the first Iron Man. No, I disagree. I think from the first Iron Man to the end of the first Iron Man, I'm like, this guy's my hero. I'm a big fan of his. Then the second Iron Man happened, and it was like, oh, why is he acting this way again? Oh, well, he's dying, so technically speaking, it's fine.
Yeah, but Iron Man 2 is terrible.
Yeah, and then Iron Man 3 does the exact same thing all over again. Even though he has, like, PTSD, he's still acting like a jerk. And then in all the Avengers movies, he acts like a jerk. And then in Civil War, I can't stand him because he's taking the responsibility of his own actions and putting on everyone else and acting like it's their fault. I can't stand that. So I don't know if it's the writing, but so many different directors, so many different writers, I have to think that because the character is so much like Robert Downey Jr. himself, it's more his fault and more his way of how he acts as a character that makes me dislike this character.
Fair enough.
So yeah, so when he goes, I'll be happy to see him gone. Unfortunately, I really liked him to begin with, but
I kind of disagree, but that's another discussion. But
you can be wrong. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, that's fine.
Whatever.
No, I'm sure. Obviously, not everyone's going to share this opinion. It's my personal opinion.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think he's grown, but also he's also inconsistent too. But like,
right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also not going to be incredibly sad when he goes because he has been around for forever. So.
It's the backwards growth that bothers me because he grew more in the first Iron Man than he has across the rest of the movies, and he reverted back to his normal self. He reverted back to how he was in the beginning of Iron Man, in Iron Man 2, and then he's grown a little bit since then. But literally, his arc in the first Iron Man was better than his arc in the rest of these movies combined.
Yeah.
So that's what bothers me.
Well, he's grown. Yeah. I'd agree that he's grown more in the first Iron Man movie than he did across the rest. But yeah. Yeah. So, other MCU news. We got a lot of Captain Marvel. They announced their cast list, and it has an official plot summary.
So is it Skrulls? Is it Skrulls?
It is confirmed that it's the Kree-Skrull War.
Yeah.
So the summary is
cool. Tell me a summary.
The story follows Carol Danvers as she becomes one of the universe's most powerful heroes when Earth is caught in the middle of a galactic war between two alien races. Set in the 1990s, Captain Marvel's an all-new adventure from a previously unseen period in the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they released a cast list, and the reason that we've basically confirmed that it's a Kree-Skrull war is, one, we know that the Skrulls are coming.
Right.
And two, in the cast list is mentioned Lee Pace, who played Ronan the Accuser in Guardians of the Galaxy, who is a Kree.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming back?
Yeah. But
I don't know why I'm this excited for a really dull villain, but hey,
he's going to be in the past, so...
I'm excited about
obviously,
this. Cool.
Spoilers for Guardians, he's dead.
I mean, yeah, but I like the actor, and I think if they can add a little more depth to his character.
I've got more. And then...
Oh, well, continue then.
Digimon Hounsu? I'm really messing that up, but he's the Kree mercenary Korath the Pursuer. He's the guy He's the guy with the really blue eyes that chases down Star-Lord in the very first scene.
Oh, he's there too?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm actually really excited about this. This sounds like fun.
Yeah, the Krees are coming back, man. And then another one, Clark Gregg is going to be in the film as Phil Coulson.
Not Clark Gregg. Who's that?
Phil Coulson.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Yay!
So... Coulson's coming back.
This sounds like the best film ever.
I know, right?
I'm super excited for all of a sudden.
So it's like happening in the 90s, and we're going to get Nick Fury, Coulson's back, and then Ronan's back, and Korath's back, and all of that was just confirmed in a cast list.
This sounds great. I was super excited for this film before, but now I'm really, this is like probably my most anticipated film behind Infinity War now.
Yeah. Well, and Incredibles too.
No, I think it beats out Incredibles 2. I'm excited.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, some big names that we don't know who they are yet, but just some big name actors. Also in the film is Ben Mendelsohn.
You mean generic evil British guy? I'm so excited.
Yes, and Jude Law.
You mean generic good English guy? I'm so excited.
But yeah, so I'm really excited, man. Like
that's good. That's a good cast list.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping. Like I said last time, I really think.
I bet you I know who Jude Law is.
Who?
10-1. So and there's two Captain Marvels. Carol Danvers is the second Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
The first one is a Kree.
You think it's
who
Law
gives his powers to Carol Danvers. Well, he's an undercover agent, and he ends up falling in love with her, gives her his powers, and she becomes Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So 10-1 says Jude Law plays the original Captain Marvel, which I'd be up for.
Yeah, man. And then probably Mendelsohn plays some government agent or something.
I'm excited to see a female superhero led movie that isn't Wonder Woman.
Yes.
I am so excited for this one. This one I'm really, really excited for. Wonder Woman I was dreading.
See,
so.
when they first announced it, I was like, whatever. But now, like, I keep getting more and more excited about it because I love all the actors in this film. I love that they're bringing back some characters because it's happening in the past, and I'm just like, and it's the Kree Skrull War.
Yeah. Have you seen the lead actress in anything? She's really, really good.
Brie Larson?
Yeah.
No, I'm excited because I saw her in Room, not The Room, but Room.
No, I know. Yeah.
And she was really good in that.
I like the costume. I know the costume isn't modern, but I think it looks kind of fun and retro, and it's the Kree colors, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for this film. I'm really stoked for it, and we can have a legitimately good female-led superhero film that isn't acted. It doesn't have to be, it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good, and we don't have to pretend it's good like with Wonder Woman, because if you don't, you're not politically correct. But God, Wonder Woman was garbage, and we'll be able to say that more often once this movie comes out and it's great, and we're like, yeah, it was great. Wonder Woman sucks. We can be honest about this. I
feel like that syndrome is happening with Black Panther. Like, it wasn't a bad film. It's just it's not nearly as good as everyone is.
It definitely is, but at the same time, it made all of the money.
Yeah, seriously. So. But yeah, I am interested in seeing how they will deal with Earth. Not like, first of all, how she's not around. But like I said last episode, I think she'll probably get pulled out from the future and join them.
Or she might just not age. She might just be away.
Yeah, I mean, she is like, they say that she's like one of the universe's most powerful heroes, so she might just be off in space doing space stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool too. But also I'm wondering how like they'll deal with Earth, because like Earth's first exposure to aliens was in the Battle of New York. So I'm wondering how they'll deal with Earth being caught in between this Kree Skrull War.
Well, I mean, even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I'm actually referencing for once, they show that they knew about aliens before the Tatari invaded.
Oh yeah. But like I'm saying, the general populace didn't. So.
Yeah, they probably won't see them. We'll probably see it's my guess it's going to be kind of like a undercover kind of conspiracy movie in a way where the general public isn't aware of this. Plus, I think both the Kree and the Skrull can disguise themselves as human if they need to.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm really excited.
In Guardians of the Galaxy, Korath was just a black dude with blue eyes.
Yeah, but also like large pieces of machinery sticking out of his head. So
it's fine.
I'm just the normal dude. Why is there a dish sticking out of your face? I'm a normal dude. So.
It's fine. Anyway, but yeah, I'm excited, man.
Yeah. Me too.
In different Captain Marvel news, Zach, you hated on Shazam's costume last week.
I sure did.
Well, Zachary Levi had some things to say to you and all the other costume haters.
To me specifically? Like, he called me out?
To you specifically. He's like, hey, Zach, you jerk.
Dude, I'll fight. Those muscles are fake. I know it.
But, so there's this quote that I'd like to read that he basically said on Instagram. Now, he said it nicely. But I read it first. I read it first, and then I watched it. And when I read it, it sounded super mean. So I'm gonna read it to you, super mean. But just know that he actually said this really nice.
That's fine. Let's do this.
So yeah, he's like, so he was like on a live thing or whatever, and he read a comment and is like, "Why the crap suit?" And he's like, "Wow, okay. Well, I don't think it's a crap suit. I think my suit is a bomb. To be perfectly honest, I know."
Really? Just wearing this?
I'm gonna bleep it out later.
Okay, cool.
I know that there hasn't been an officially released photo yet, but there have been incredibly high-quality photos that have been released, and I think any of you people out there who are still hung up on what the suit looks like are just wanting to be angry for angry's sake. That's you, Zach. You piece of garbage.
Nice. I'm looking up the suit now.
Done.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is a long quote. I think you're very insecure.
Tell your dog to shut up.
I think you're very insecure. You're
Stop
probably
barking.
dealing with some stuff in your own life, and you feel a little powerless.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm sorry that you do. Wherever you're at and whatever you're going through, I'm sorry that you're going through that, but I do think you should probably take a second to reflect on why you're as negative as you are, maybe about maybe anything in life, and then relook at the suit and go, actually, hey, you know what? They're trying really hard to make something that's awesome and that pleases a lot of different people, because Captain Marvel's been around for a really long time and has a whole bunch of different iterations of suits. So you can't win them all, but you can at least hope that people will give you a fair shake. For any of you out there that still don't think you've been given a fair shake and don't want to give us a fair shake, well then sucks to your don't know.
Wow.
I don't know what to tell you. End quote.
What?
All of that was said directly at you, Zach.
Wow. What a piece of work.
I know, right?
I actually can't believe. Oh my goodness. So, the fact that the suit looks like garbage.
He immediately
You're
attacked
dealing with
your
stuff
person.
in your own life. I'm like, what? Okay, first off, I'm kind of impressed by him. I'm more surprised than anything else. But
he said this all.
In all
like,
fairness, he's being legit. Like you don't see many actors who can like legitimately come out and swing like that. So hey,
I know,
props to him, man.
Like that was live. He
yeah, well,
wasn't scripted or
that's
anything.
kind of.
That was just live right off the top of his head.
I'm kind of like in shock here because I thought it was so funny and so like vicious towards anyone who dislikes the suit.
What's funny
that
though
being
is,
said, I'm definitely going through things in my life because I despise this suit. I'm sorry, like it looks really stupid. And I think if we see it in the film, it might look better. And maybe it's just because the set photos that you see now, it's really, really obvious. Like it's embarrassingly obvious that the muscles are fake.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll look better in the film. I don't mind the kind of like kitschy little kid aesthetic because it's supposed to be like that. At the same time, if this is the suit, what it's going to look... Now, if they could release some HD images, that would be great.
Yeah, or maybe some edited images, like once they like go through posts
like
and all that.
What it will look like in the film, because I'm like, it looks bad right now from what I'm looking at, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be better.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some photos here, man, and I'm like, this is like...
Yeah.
Embarrassing how fake it... Like, it reminds me of like the Flash suit from... the 90s Flash TV show.
Yes,
that's what it reminds me of.
Yes. What I thought was funny. Well, first of all, let me reiterate that he said that actually really nicely, but when I read it like super angry, so I read it angry.
I actually thought you were lying to me. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I thought you were messing with me, and you were... Because I thought you were specifically like... I thought you were upset at me for not liking the suit, and you were like picking me apart.
No, that was
like,
him.
Oh my
that
goodness.
was all him. But what was funny is like I read it first. I seemed super angry, so I watched the video to like see how he said it, and he was like super nice about it. And I'm like, wow, you said a really mean thing in a really nice way, because he like attacked your person, man.
I know, it was nuts.
I know, it was crazy. Anyway,
whatever.
But yeah, just look up like Zachary Levi saying whatever to the haters. It's quite funny. Anyway,
I'm looking up Zachary Levi saying whatever to the haters.
Yes. But yeah, so
saying whatever to the haters.
Hate with an 8.
Love Dante.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness, the first thing that came up. Dude, the first thing that came up legitimately.
Yeah. No,
No.
but yeah, anyway. Moving on to other DC movie news, Mr. Matt Reeves, director of The Batman, was asked via Twitter how the Batman film's coming along.
And it's not.
And he responded, really, really well, thanks. I could not be more excited. So
well, of course you're going to say that because you're under contract to say stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you think it's still happening?
Dude, he's saying it so nicely.
I know, right?
I'm watching the video right now. He's saying it like he's concerned about us, you know?
I know. He's like he's saying it like I read it and it seemed super angry, but then I watched it and he's just like concerned about human beings.
All right, I might watch this now. Like just him acting like that makes me go, all right, maybe. But also I know him as an actor and I've seen him in other stuff, obviously. he's super charismatic.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll carry it, and I think if he can play it well, it'll be fine. I'm really concerned about the kid, the little kid aspect of
who
Shazam.
they get for the kid.
Because in every iteration I've seen,
through the whole movie.
Well, the thing is, in every iteration I've seen, well, that's the problem though, is that everyone iteration I've seen of Shazam, he's that little kid.
Yeah.
Even when he's in his adult form, so it's really juvenile. If you watch
No, I've seen some of his stuff. Like I've seen some of the animated stuff with him. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I have too, and he's really, really juvenile. And my favorite version of him is from Kingdom Come, because he's an adult at that point. So it's really cool because even out of his Shazam,
it's still the young superhero. Yeah.
Even out of his Shazam persona, he looks exactly the same as an adult. So basically, I think Shazam is supposed to be what he looks like as an adult. I've heard that. So I don't know. I'm concerned because of the character and because I don't know that he works by himself.
I think if they do it well alongside other heroes, especially Superman, because that's his idol. But I'm curious to see how he works by himself.
Oh, what do you think about the theory that the kid who runs up and interviews Superman is Billy whatever his last name is?
Batson.
Billy Batson. I was gonna say Madison.
No, it can't be that because it's got to have BB. Like all superhero names have to start with the same letter. Like first name, last name has to start with the same letter. Anyway,
So okay, you mean like Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent or Diana Prince?
Yes.
Or literally anyone else?
I know Drake. English. Anyway,
good job. You've done it. I was gonna say Peter Parker. Well done.
Peter Parker. Bruce Banner. Wade Watts
Logan,
from Ready Player One.
Logan Watson. Otherwise known as
Logan.
What's Wolverine's last name? It's Jim Howlett. That's his name. Does Logan have a last name?
Yeah, James Howlett. Yeah.
James Howlett is his name, but I'm wondering if when he's Logan.
I think his name is Hugh Howlett. Because he's Hugh Jackman. Anyway, I think the kid is that's fine. Whatever, that's cool.
I'm disappointed in you. Like really, like it hurts over here.
Okay, good.
Good. Okay.
But yeah, I'm cool with that. Whatever. I mean, they confirmed that like the kid that stands there and aims at the robot, and then Iron Man flies down behind him is Peter. So.
Yeah, I heard that theory. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. No,
this isn't anything, but it's a nice
little. But I mean, that only confirms more that Spider-Man just breaks this entire timeline.
Yeah, it makes 8 years later. I'm like, is it 2020 right now? Well, what's happening here? Or did it? Yeah,
that everything makes sense timeline wise, except the Spider-Man movie. That screwed everything up.
Yeah, they come out of nowhere and they're just like, hey, everything's screwed now. It's like, oh.
But I mean, it's fine because it's Spider-Man and it was a good movie.
It was fine. Whatever.
In some final DC news, all the CW shows got renewed for another season, including Black Lightning. The new one.
I actually want to see Black Lightning.
I haven't seen it yet. I thought you watched the first episode and you said it was good.
Did I?
I think you did.
Are you sure it was me?
I'm pretty sure because you're the only friend I know that was like super interested in it because like he comes.
Well,
back
that's
from
what
retirement.
I said, but then I don't. Did I watch it?
I thought you watched at least like a little bit of the first episode and you're like, yeah, it's really good. Anyway,
maybe I did.
They're all coming back, so nothing's got canceled.
Oh, good. So yeah, no, I'll watch. And Arrow's gotten good again.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up, man. I honestly, like, recently, I haven't been watching any of these shows. I really need to catch up. I dropped off after the finale of, what was it, season 3 of Flash, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Flash, I went back to Flash, and it's still charming and still fun, but you cannot binge watch it because it's the same stuff every season. It's literally just, oh, here's unnecessary drama.
Oh, I got a little bit into the new season. I got probably like close to the. I got like a good way in, but
yeah,
not
I did too.
Not past midway, but
I got past midway. But that was the problem, was that I was kind of nodding along and like, oh, here's the filler episode. But I actually care about, the end of the season. It's like, no, more filler episodes and more filler episodes. I'm like, oh, stop, please.
It kind of feels like The Walking Dead in that way.
Yeah, a little bit. And that's the curse of TV shows. That's why I think movies are superior, because you have to put in a lot of filler.
Yeah. Unless you do like a series. Which I'll talk about.
Like Avatar or something like that.
Yeah,
you have not seen Avatar The Last Airbender, have you?
I started it. My
what do you think?
Maybe started. It's good.
I want to give a shout out to Cassie for being the real hero.
Yeah. No, I start. It's good. It's just it is the first season, so they haven't really hit their stride yet.
No, it's great.
I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes in.
No, don't understand. It's great.
Okay,
binge watch all of it. Binge watch all of it.
Anyway,
it's the greatest show you've ever seen.
I want to talk about another thing, Zach.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I did want to talk about another a series. That's really good. Star Trek Discovery.
I hate that show.
Do you?
I hate it so much. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw some of it.
Oh.
I got really bored.
Oh, all right. I love it.
Well, it's not Star Trek. It's Star Wars, but like a really dark, gritty. I'm just like this is dumb. I'm like Star Trek is supposed to be kind of fun and like lighthearted, and that's
Dude,
it was like you are 15 years behind the gritty, dark reboot phase. Everyone like yeah.
I liked it a lot. I thought anyway, the reason I'm talking about this is because it's getting a season 2.
I know. I heard.
But yeah, and I'm almost done. I have one more episode to go. I thought it was really good, man. I like the dark, gritty bit because I feel like we've seen a lot of Star Trek exploring. I mean, that's the entirety of Next Generation, which is really good. But like,
yeah,
which is really good. But like, it's long, and I mean, I know it's older,
the same,
but like,
right? But it's the same problem I have with rebooting and giving a dark, gritty Superman. It works with characters like Batman because they're designed for that kind of thing. You can't do that with things like Superman or Star Trek because they're not meant to be that.
Yeah, but
you
also
can have a slightly more serious.
I thought it was. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying you could have a slightly more serious tone with like the first Star Trek and even the one that we watched, the third one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like those had more. Those were great because they had a more serious tone, but also it felt very Star Trek.
Yeah, well, I also liked it because I mean, it's not like they're creating something out of thin air. This is something that happened in the history of Star Trek, which is the Klingon War. So it makes sense that it's dark and gritty because it is a war, and it's. Yeah, I liked also that it wasn't something that was created out of thin air. Like I like that the characters are. And I wanted to do a brief comparison of this to Krypton because I watched the first episode of Krypton.
Apparently that's supposed to be like really good. I was not.
Anyway, like we'll finish briefly talking about Discovery, and then I'll compare them because I have a few things I want to say. But yeah, I thought it was really good. Also, it took a little while to pick up, to find where it is because the first 2 episodes kind of set up what you're gonna set up the repercussions, which are gonna like carry the rest of the story for the rest of the season. But
right.
Episode 3 kind of sets the quota for the normal like the baseline for the episode for the season going on, which I thought was really cool. I thought it was really good too because like and also the first 2 episodes like the characters aren't really in their stride yet, but by episode 3 like everybody's in their stride and I really liked it, and they're likable characters and.
Yeah, everyone but the main character. I will agree with that. The side characters I thought were good. It was the main character that I found completely uninteresting.
She's way more interesting by episode 3. In episode 1,
no. That's the problem is that she was raised by the Vulcans, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is that then you have a character who doesn't show emotion very often, and that's just so boring. Like, the concept might be interesting, but it's because of how they want to act it, I was like, she's just not. You cannot have a deadpan main character, not when the show is supposed to be character driven. Like, it works in things like The Matrix because the draw of The Matrix isn't the character, it's the world and all the cool things, and Star Trek. The problem with Star Trek is that we've seen all of this before, so you really need the character interactions to kind of drive the show.
Yeah.
And you have the main character as someone who's completely uninteresting. I don't know. I've never seen the actress in anything else. I don't think it's her fault. I think it's just the way she was written. Yeah. And it just ends up being like. So I mean, that was one of my big complaints.
I like completely disagree in that I think she's really interesting. She is deadpan, kind of. But it's really interesting because she deals with a lot of like trying to figure out like who she is in this, because she was raised by Vulcans, but she is human, and so she kind of has the same kind of thing that Spock does. There's a connection between those two characters, but
yeah, but it's the same problem. Like I said, it's like, oh, we were going to talk about Rey this week. I guess we're not going to do it because but
we're arguing over this.
Yeah, no, it's the same situation where, yeah, the character situation is interesting, but the character herself isn't. That's the problem I have. Same with Rey. It's the same thing where it's like, oh, her situation is interesting. She has where does she come from, that sort of thing, but the character herself isn't interesting.
I thought she was interesting. Definitely more so and in a different way than Rey.
Right. From what you're telling me, it sounds like it's. Well, from what you're telling me, it sounds like you find her interesting for the same reason you find Rey interesting, which is the things surrounding her, not and her own struggle. I'm saying more the biggest drawback. I'm not saying what I'm saying when I say she's uninteresting isn't her character isn't intriguing. It is. It's an interesting concept.
I understand.
But the character is so deadpan and so tough to follow. It's tough to root for someone who looks like they're bored the whole time type thing.
Okay,
if that makes sense. Yeah. That's
the way I felt was like, yeah, I completely see what you're saying. I felt that she wasn't that because, I didn't feel like she felt bored the whole time. She mostly felt guilt and was dealing with like a lot of emotions that she hasn't dealt with before. But like, I will say that like I like her for very different reasons than like Rey. But like not okay. But like I understand now that like Rey is pretty one-dimensional in the first film. This character is
and the second film.
She in Discovery, she's very like a very deep character. But it just takes her a long time to get around, and I understand like if that's not interesting.
It's the same. Well, yes and no. It's the same sort of you have to fill in the blanks at times, and that's okay if the show gives you enough to go on. And the argument is the show giving you enough to go on, which I don't think it is.
I think it is, and also like the other characters around her, the supporting cast, are very interesting, and they're in it enough that even if you don't like her that much, you'll probably like everybody else.
Right. Well, they're more interesting than her. She's one of the biggest drawbacks to that show. And the tone, in my opinion, and some of the weird sci-fi and all that. Enough. So,
I also thought it looked really good though for a TV budget.
Oh, it did. It looked beautiful. I will not argue with you there. It looked absolutely great. I thought it was a weird turn. I didn't personally like it, but that's me.
But yeah, so briefly comparing it to Krypton, I saw the first episode of Krypton, and while it was interesting because it was kind of interesting. Because it's basically about Superman's grandfather, and his house, the House of El, has been like expelled or whatever.
Right.
It's a lot of political stuff about Krypton, which can be good, and it's kind of interesting. But at the same time, my problem with it was they're both prequels, Discovery and Krypton. I felt like Discovery did it in a better way because in Krypton you have the grandfather of Superman who's trying to save his planet or Krypton from, Brainiac or whatever from killing Superman. It's not interesting because you know exactly how it's going to end.
Maybe, yeah, but we also have the main character is someone else, right? He's from the future where Superman is still is around, right?
No, the main character is his grandfather.
Well, no, I mean the guy who comes back holding his cape.
Yeah, he's from when Superman's around. He's Adam Strange or something. He just looks like some. Oh, dude really?
He's Adam Strange.
Yeah, but he looks like some dude off the street. Like
that's fine. That's really fine. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know he was that. All right.
I think I'm thinking about the right character.
Like
the political stuff was interesting and it looked good. It was just like I felt like Discovery was more interesting in that they brought a new cast of characters. So like anything could happen to these people. Whereas with with the grandfather of Superman, it's like, well, they're not going to kill Superman.
Oh yeah, he's right. I'm right. That is what I'm thinking of. He's who is he? What's the name?
He's a thing.
Oh, what is he?
Hey, we're actually living up to our negative positive name now, because you're negative on Discovery and I'm positive.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
All right.
And I like
whatever.
Out of the two, I think that Discovery is the better prequel. But I think most of that's just because in Krypton, I feel like the stakes are lower just because it is Superman's grandfather. You know that Superman has to come around at some point. They're not going to kill Superman.
Or they will. Who knows? I also think Brainiac's from that future as well, which is pretty neat.
Yeah,
so.
he's coming back to try to kill Superman in the past.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd watch it. I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, that is the end of news. I have a fun thing we're gonna do. Do you like fun things, Zach?
No.
All right, good, because we're gonna do it. So we're both part of the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates group on Facebook.
Are we?
We are.
Oh wow.
It's a really awesome group.
Yeah.
But recently, because of the March Madness stuff, there was a March Madness bracket going around of Disney Animation versus Disney Pixar.
Okay.
And that was really fun. So I pulled that, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if Zach and I went through and did this? And so I did the maths, and if we do 3 matches each week, our finale will be the week of Incredibles 2.
Okay.
So we're going to do...
That sounds good.
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of just go through this bracket, and I'll give 2 films matching up against each other, and we'll kind of go through until we have our final one, and leading up to Incredibles 2. And I thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to do.
Cool, let's do it.
All right, and also in the YouTube video, I'll edit this in and show our results and all that. It'll be fun.
Sure.
All right, so first we have some Disney animation films.
Okay.
We have The Lion King versus Tarzan. What do you think, Zach?
Oh, Lion King. Lion King's all the way. That's not even a contest.
I agree. Lion King all the way. All right. And then we have, for Pixar, we have Up versus Brave.
Up.
Up 100%.
Yep.
Brave was really good, though. I think Brave was really good, but Up is better.
Brave is underrated, but Up is better. And
Yeah.
there's very few films that can make me cry within the first 5 minutes.
I think a lot of these matchups are going to be pretty easy for us, but there are some later on, closer to the end of the first round, that'll be a little more difficult. But
Sure.
yeah, and then finally for back to Disney Animation, we have The Princess and the Frog or Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch.
All the way. All right.
Yep.
At least we're agreed so far.
Yeah.
If/when we disagree, I'll make one bracket that's for me and one bracket that's for you.
Cool.
But yeah.
So far, our bracket's the same. So far, the positive negative podcast is the same on the bracket. So.
Well, I mean, we're both yeah. Well, the ones we picked are more adventure ones and less love stories, but
sure.
You know, but yeah. I thought that'd be a fun thing though, and I thought that it worked out pretty well that we just do 3 of them each week until Incredibles 2. So
sounds good. Good. Okay. Are we going on to my section now?
Yeah.
All right. So let me introduce this. So you've heard a lot of scenarios where it's usually a hero versus another hero, or you have the death battles and all that. And I was kind of thinking over some stuff, and I kind of wondered. For kind of a different scenario, but more of a fun scenario. You guys can comment on down below for the 4 people that watch this. You can comment down below who you think would make it through what. But I wanted to see what would happen if we put action heroes from action films into horror scenarios. So stuff like Saw, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and all that stuff.
What? I had no idea.
Yeah, no. So let's. Yeah, surprise. So yeah, let's talk about this.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm down.
All right. So I'm gonna start, and you can if you want to start thinking of a hero, I'll put him in a horror scenario, and we'll talk about that. But to start, I wanted to put Tony Stark, Iron Man.
All right.
In Saw.
Okay. Obviously, I need a clarification. Does he have his suit?
No, just himself. It's just Tony Stark in the Saw scenario.
I think he makes it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
does he make it out unscathed? That's the question.
I think he gets
a
few cuts and bruises on the way, but
really, I think he loses a lot of arm or a leg.
I think I'm pulling from Iron Man 3 because in that, he loses his suit constantly, and the whole idea of the film is that he has to strip away his suit and still, be the hero or whatever. He at one point in the film he goes into a Dollar General basically and just builds like flashbangs
all
and
these
stuff
weapons.
from random crap. So I feel like that kind of ingenuity with whatever he has would be helpful in a Saw situation.
Okay, I think personally, I think he goes and he dies. I think that I think Jigsaw plays his hubris, because the thing with Jigsaw is that he studies the people who he brings in.
Yeah.
So I think he either plays to his hubris, or he has someone else who Tony Stark has affected in their life. Pick whether he lives or dies. And if that's the case, Tony Stark is definitely going to die. If it was Captain America would live. But because of Tony Stark, I think he dies.
Yeah.
Just because he's hurt more people than he's actually helped. So
it's true.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an action hero of some sort, and I'll put him in a horror scenario, and we'll talk about who makes it where.
Well, I got to do the classic Mr. Indy Jones.
Oh, Indiana Jones. All right, we'll put Indiana Jones in the Crystal Lake Friday the 13th setting.
Okay.
So he is being hunted down by Jason Voorhees, and to give him a little bit of help, we'll say that Jason Voorhees is not undead yet.
Okay.
So basically, big old dude that's very hard to kill with a hatchet and a mask.
No, he makes it. Well,
right, I think so.
Where is this happening?
It's on Crystal Lake, so it's on the campsite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I think. Then. No, I think he makes it. I think you're right the first time. I think they punch for a bit, and then and then some sort of environmental factor kills Jason Voorhees.
Environmental factor, like just Indiana Jones's luck.
Yeah, pretty much. Like there's a boat propeller kills him, or like
well, I was thinking of
a hay bale finds
him.
No. A hay bale falls on top of him. I think whoever Indy is with is definitely dead. So short round gets maimed immediately. The woman he's with dies horribly. What?
There's rumors that he's coming back for 5.
I would love that, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah. So yeah, I think he makes it. I think all his friends die.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like, also, right. There's just, like, his luck with environmental situations is just uncanny.
It's true.
All right, next one.
Cool. Okay. We will say, let's do Doctor Strange. Doing a lot of heroes for some reason. Doctor Strange in Nightmare on Elm Street.
I feel like he's really accustomed to that weirdness.
Yeah, but at the same time, like the dream realm does that count as another realm of reality? Like, would he still have his magic?
Because
if he does, it's just like, Doctor Strange versus a dude with some knives.
I don't think so.
In which case,
he doesn't have his magic in the astral plane. It's just
that's true.
Like he jumps into the astral plane dimension. And then he does some punchies, you know.
Yeah, but he does in the mirror dimension.
Magic,
what is this? And he has it in the dark dimension. So is it the astral plane is something else?
Well, I was thinking like the dream dimension, or like, you know, wherever dreams take place would be kind of more like the astral plane than anything else, because it's more of your conscious wandering, you know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But also, just so you're aware, when we are dreaming, our minds actually function like we're awake. So, yeah, I don't know, man.
I meant like in the Marvel universe, because dreams.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh man, that's tough.
I feel like he's just a normal dude, and he's got to do like it's similar to the astral plane where he's got to do some punchies, and I feel like he's definitely dead then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Here's the thing: are there other people around him? Because in traditional horror fashion, the main character is one of the last people to get attacked. So, are there other people around him to get attacked first, or is he the first one?
Well, if there's a group of people, then he's definitely the last one.
Okay, so we'll say there's a group of people. We'll say it's the Avengers. So Hulk is getting shredded, and Tony Stark is dead from the Saw thing years ago.
Yeah.
So we'll say Indiana Jones is fine.
It's fine. He's an Avenger now.
Yeah, he's an Avenger now. We'll say that...
he's old.
Yeah, we'll say
really
there's other people. Yeah. We'll say Strange... Okay, so there's a way to beat him, and the way to beat him is you grab him and pull him out of the dream realm. Doesn't always work, but I think would Strange be able to figure that out?
Probably.
Because if he brings
what stage?
Because I mean the high schoolers did it, like with they're just like,
well,
I'm gonna get him, we're gonna hit him with a baseball bat.
Well, then, like, probably, but like what stage Strange are we talking? Is he like, you know, Master
we'll
and
say
commander
modern.
of all the magics.
Well, yeah, we'll say modern. We'll say what he was at during Thor Ragnarok, which is seemed pretty confident.
Then yeah, he survives. He'll figure it out. Plus, like, I'd assume that if the dream place is like an actual, dimension, I'd assume he spends some time there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay.
So he probably figured out how to get out.
Yeah, so we'll say more than likely Doctor Strange makes it out fine.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have another hero, or do I need to pick one?
Why don't you pick one?
Okay. We will say who's a good action hero. Can I use video game characters?
Duke Nukem.
Sure. We'll say Duke Nukem in Paranormal Activity. The chair moved. Bang 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 bang. And the entire family dies because he blows up the house.
I feel like he just like the maniac he is. He just shoots the entire house to down to dust. like classic like animated like comic book logic where he just shoots it up until it's like a pile of dust and it's like, oh, the dust moved.
All right, yeah. So what do you think? So who wins?
Well, you gotta remind me of the like what kind of spirit it is in Paranormal Activity.
I mean, it can possess people, so
okay,
that's that.
Recently, I watched The
sometimes
Conjuring recently, so it's kind of like that.
Yes, but far less interesting. Sometimes it moves the chair.
Okay,
it's pretty scary. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think he's fine. He's probably just like, spooked. He just shoots it.
I think if he gets possessed, he just wouldn't care. He just couldn't know what he's doing.
Wait,
probably more people.
Are there more
people would probably die. But
classic horror movie logic. Are there more people there? Like, is he there with like Duke Nukem fangirls?
He would be. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. There's a family. We'll say there's a family. They were trying to call Ghostbusters. They got Duke Nukem. And this will end up happening. And he just. I think they're all dead. Like,
I think he gets possessed because he's the biggest, baddest with like a crap ton of guns, and the guy.
No, here's the thing. I don't think he gets possessed. I just think the family's collateral damage at that point.
he picks up a child and is like, the chair moved, and throws the child at it.
Just tosses the kid across the room.
And then like the mom freaks out, and he's just like, "It's fine. You can make more."
Yeah, I think he burns down the house. He's like, oh, well, nope, there's no saving this. The family was inside.
He keeps the family inside. He's like, sacrifice.
Yeah, no, I think Duke.
No, he's fine,
I think he's fine. I think everyone else dies.
You want to do like one more?
All right.
One or two?
Yeah, we can do a couple really quick.
Well, we gotta mention our very brief thoughts on Pacific Rim just to keep the fans
happy. That's true. Oh, yeah, all four of them.
Yep.
So let's do... All right. Let's do.
We should pick a DC
Luke
hero.
Skywalker.
Well, okay. Let's do Luke Skywalker.
No. Actually, that's good. Let's do that. Let's go Batman.
Okay.
Batman versus Alien. He's in the Alien. He's on the ship. He's in the Alien scenario.
Okay. Does he have like the suit and all that?
He's got the Batsuit.
Okay. He's got all the accoutrements that come with the Batsuit.
No, he just has the Batsuit.
Oh, okay. What?
Yeah.
Like what Batsuit is it? Just the normal?
Standard. It's going to be kind of armored, but it's more akin to
Batflick?
No, because Batflick can take a bullet to the back of the head and be fine, I guess. No, we'll say it's more like the Dark Knight Batsuit.
Okay.
So offer some protection, but you're still gonna get stabbed,
All right. He's Does he know the ship?
No.
Well, is it an alien ship?
It's a human ship. It's a human ship from, I think it's like, what, 400 or 500 years in the future?
Okay. Well, is he just, teleported into the future, or is this, like, Batman
Beyond? He's just sort of, like, the gods, which right now are me and you, have plucked him from his existence and have placed him inside the ship.
Awesome. I feel like you could probably figure it out.
There is a crew. The crew is there.
Well, yeah, but they're all gonna die.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you think? Do you think he turns around and starts...
I mean, probably more will live because of him, but I feel like he'll figure how to...
A way out of it?
Yeah. Because, obviously he's one of the most intelligent men on the planet, especially in tactics. And also, I feel like even on his own, he could probably figure out the inner workings of, like, a futuristic ship, So he could figure out a way to like either launch an escape pod or fly it into the sun or something.
That's true. Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
The question is, would it be a no-win scenario where he has to sacrifice himself to save humanity?
Well, I don't think it's the same with humanity. I think he, if he isn't killed, if he can figure it out, he's with the crew. So if he can figure it out, I think. I don't know. I have this weird scenario in my head where like the alien starts hunting the crew, and then Batman starts hunting the alien.
Yeah.
So you hear, you hear like this tracking, and all of a sudden you hear like another footsteps tracking those footsteps, and and so like the alien's like looking around, concerned. Like all of a sudden Batman jumps out of the corner.
It's like a still shot of like a hallway, and you see the crew run past, and then you hear the footsteps coming, and it's the alien. Then you hear more like muffled footstep, and it's Batman, and he's like
he's just crouched like, with the cape covering him. He's
he's got the cape holding it like in front of his face, like like and he's just like if you can't let. He's like, you can't let the alien take control of the situation. You gotta hunt the hunter. Be the boss. Be the top of the chain. That's sometimes.
He'll be fine. Don't worry. Oh, yeah, no, that'd be great. I think I don't know if he survives, but I think the situation would be humorous at the very least. Yeah, I think so. The crew would die laughing.
I'm imagining like how it should have ended Batman.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, me too. Oh, in that case, you'll live.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
that Batman's magical.
Superman just comes in and Batman's like, I don't need you. I'm freaking Batman. Yeah. Yeah.
The alien. I do like that image. The alien running along, and then all of a sudden, like the alien's looking around nervous. All of a sudden, Batman pops out. Boom! And gets him.
Like the idea of like. I don't know if you've seen these, but there's like a run of comic strips from like Dragon Arts, I think. Of just like funny situations with Superman and Batman, and one of them is like Superman has a dream where Batman is the alien that pops out of his chest. So I love the idea that like the alien itself, like in this situation, starts like freaking out, and he like starts convulsing or whatever, and then Batman just pops out of his chest like, aha, I learned your trick.
I figured it out.
He's like, aha, I figured it out, you prick. Alien prick.
All right, yeah, I like it a lot.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
all right.
You want to do one more, or do you want to Pacific Rim it?
Let's talk. Let's talk our brief thoughts on Pacific Rim, and then we'll wrap up.
It was a movie.
Sure was.
What did you think? Because
all right, thanks, guys. We'll talk about that. You ever watch something when you were a kid and go, that was amazing?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Then you won't understand. I mean, yeah, it was fine. I remember it from a kid, and I thought I could just shut my brain off and watch it, but apparently I can't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I thought it was better than the first one.
It was fine. It was boring.
Yeah.
You kind of could become desensitized to it,
Yeah, and I was just like, it's more of the same, and I was like, this isn't interesting. Even though there was like a solid story, it was just like, this is just, monsters.
Yeah, that was interesting how they continued the story from the first one. I didn't think they would, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I forgot about that little plot.
Yeah, I did think that was cool, and it was a solid plot. Like it wasn't. I enjoyed the fact that it wasn't just some shoehorn plot to get monsters to fight robots.
Yeah, there was some little plot from the first one that I forgot about, and I was like, oh no, that makes sense. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I felt like it was a logical progression. I felt like this one, it felt more lighthearted and fun, and it was funnier in a good way.
Yeah, I think so. I think the main character was better. John Boyega as
he's super charismatic.
So
also, Scott Eastwood's nose looked like he's Pinocchio that's lied like twice. It's like super pokey and like thin. It looks like he looks like he's like adult Pinocchio that's lied like once or twice and then learned his lesson and never done it again.
I don't know, man. I have a soft spot for Scott Eastwood only because I have a soft spot for Clint Eastwood. So
yeah, I'm just saying his nose looks weird. He's fine as an actor. Anyway.
Yeah, that was fun. It was not as good as I was hoping for, but it was.
It was exactly. I felt like it was exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was exactly what I was expecting. I thought I would enjoy it more, and I ended up not. So, I mean, I'd recommend it if it comes out on Netflix. Go watch it, But otherwise,
yeah, especially if you like the first one, you'll probably like this one because it's just more of the same on a bigger scale.
It was kind of a letdown. I thought they'd take it up a notch. But also, Del Toro wasn't doing this one.
I think he produced it or something like that, but I don't think he was directly
that
involved.
That usually just means that they get paid loads of money to be a name attached to it. So
he wasn't like an on-set producer or anything like that.
No.
Just like,
so,
but yeah.
Cool.
Good thing that wasn't our actual topic.
I know that would have been long.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So are we gonna force ourselves to see anything else? Cause wait, there's something I actually want to watch. A Quiet Place comes out this week.
Maybe, who knows?
A Quiet Place comes out this week, and I'm gonna go see.
Oh,
that.
you mean with John Krasinski?
Yeah, it's John Krasinski's horror movie. I'm definitely gonna see that, whether or not we talk about it. I'll probably I'll mention my thoughts, but if you go see it, we can talk about it. But
I would like to. Yeah, I'd like to. I gotta see if I can actually get out of here for a couple hours and go see it. But yeah. I mean,
I'm really excited because I think it's his directorial debut.
Oh, John Krasinski is directing.
Yeah, he wrote, directed, and acted in it. And
I'll watch it.
Yeah, originally it wasn't supposed to be his wife Emily Blunt, but I really like this because you would think that him having such a fantastic actress as a wife, he would just be like, hey honey, can you be in this movie? But he just wrote the part, and then she tried for it, and he was like, oh, that makes sense, and it worked.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
So I'm excited to see it. Also, I heard a idea. I think it was on the Great Mates podcast, not the Great Mates podcast, the Great Mates page. That the two of them, if they want to go for an older Fantastic Four, the two of them would be great for Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
Yes.
I'm like, that makes sense.
I would love that so much.
Get John Krasinski into the MCU. That'd be great.
Yes, please. He's so amazing. He's an amazing actor.
They keep trying to, and he's usually the one that says no. It's like they asked him. They tried to get him in as Captain America, and he ended up dropping out. He was he was a favorite, and then they tried to get him as Star-Lord. He ended up, I think, he ended up dropping out, or didn't end up making the cut. But
I didn't look into it, but I heard via articles on scrolling through Facebook that he actually expressed interest in being Mr. Fantastic.
That would be great. I would love to see that
so much.
I think that'd be good casting. I'd be really excited about it.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome, and especially with them coming home. Make
an older one too. We did the super. Yeah, you did the super young one, and no one liked it. So let's do an older Fantastic Four who have been the Fantastic Four for a while, but have kept under wraps.
Yeah.
That'd be fine by me.
Just adventures, man.
Or just scientists. They're just scientists in general, and they just get hit by this experiment, and they end up with these powers, and they go, what the frick do we do now,
Yeah,
so,
and
also, it'd be kind of fun.
I really love the concept that, Reed Richards is, the smartest man on the planet,
Yeah.
So really play that up, Because I don't think that they use Tony to his full potential in that respect. He's really smart,
and if we're losing,
but they didn't play it off like that. So I would love.
Yeah, and if we're losing Tony,
I would just love a super intelligent character like that.
Yep.
But yeah,
cool. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, so I probably definitely will go see that.
Yep.
So
same.
we can mention that next week, but
cool.
we'll figure out what we're doing next time.
Cool.
All right. That's the end of the podcast.
Outro music.
What? We have outro music?
Just play some outro music. Yeah, we do.
Oh, sweet. All right. Playing outro music.
La 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 la. This is the end. Nice.